Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes. So, sis, I believe you are up first this week. What you got?
All right. So what I want to talk about is actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I want to talk about this BS. Okay.
Oh.
BS high. This mess. Okay.
Oh, is that on Max?
Yes, it is. Okay. BS high is on Max. Literally, the high school was BS. The entire high school was BS.
What does it is that what it stands for? The BS stands for?
No, it stands for Bishop Sycamore.
Bishop Sycamore, got it.
Okay. All right. The guy Roy was supposed to be the coach. He's supposed to be the mastermind behind all this.
Okay.
How does
he just breathe it hard?
Because how does he get people to follow him?
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. So I have no idea who this person is.
Start from the beginning. Okay. Mom's calling me. I'll have to call her back.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, bangers. Okay. So to start this off, basically, this dude was like, he knew at a young age that he would be able to help people get into different colleges. And at a young age, he told his brother, hey, I could get you into this college. You got to follow me and blah, 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 blah. And that's what he did. That's what the brother did, right? So now this guy, because his brother listened to him, he thinks everybody else should listen to him because he knows
what he's talking about.
How to get to the NFL.
Okay.
Also, his brother made it to Ohio State.
So he feels like he can help other people to get to
because those who can't do, teach.
Yes. And so people are following him because they think that'll help their kid or them get into the NFL.
So that's how it started off. His brother, he was like, yeah, man, you're going to be playing in like big arenas and blah, 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 blah. A whole bunch of crap. Okay. Malarkey. All right. But then he's like telling other people that he gets a job with Ohio State. I don't know what his job was with Ohio State. He could have been cleaning, but he said, yeah, I started working with Ohio State.
Okay.
He could have been anywhere there. He could have been an admin.
Anything. Yeah, exactly.
He could have been a dude picking up trash out of the quad.
You never know.
Yeah. And then, so he did that. He also said he got to work with the Jets.
Okay.
So he was super happy about that. Mm-hmm. Going all into that. And I'm just like, but what did he do? I've never seen this guy before in my life.
Jets, Jets.
I thought you were a Giants fan.
I am a Giants fan, but I've been at a game where they do that. So go ahead, continue. That's all I know about the Jets.
So basically what he does from there is he starts telling all these people that he's been to all these different places. He talks to this one dude who is a coach. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, you just trying to learn how to do this and do that? Oh yeah, I can teach you how to do that.
Okay.
So he starts showing them. Now they're working side by side. He said, but then the conversation just got crazy, got weird. So he was just like, hey, I can't deal with this guy no more. So he left.
Okay.
Now, so this guy is telling these students, so he gets these kids to come to this fake school.
Fake school. There's
7 fake schools throughout this whole documentary. Wow. It's not really 7. I'm exaggerating, but it might have been 3.
Okay.
And
parents pay a lot of money for their kids to go to
this is the thing. The fake school was like, the guy had told all of these kids, which by the way, were not all kids, because he had this promise. Hey, you know what? You want to play football? I can get you to go and play the NFL.
Okay.
I got what it takes.
Okay.
And I can see it in you, and you're going to come with me, and I'm going to make you get what it takes to get there.
Gotcha. Okay.
He lying. So, so he got a whole bunch of different kids. He got kids, I don't know, he just bounces around so much. He got kids that were I guess 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
And then got kids that were 20.
Okay. Well, that's still college age.
Yeah, so but this is high school.
Oh, it's supposed to be a high school
football team. This is a high school.
Team. Oh, yeah, that's right. BS High. No, sorry, my bad.
It's a high school football team. So
he said they just failed a few times. That's all. In his mind.
And then he was like, so where does it say that we can't, this is the guy, they're talking to the dude. They are talking to this guy. He's just digging the ditch
for himself.
Oh my God.
In a documentary.
I think he's like, you know how they say you could dig a hole to China? He is already in China.
Oh, wow.
He is sitting down eating some dim sum somewhere. He is there, okay? Because he cannot get himself out of this. He's like, where does it say that you got to be 18 years old to play any sports in high school? I'll wait. I don't see that anywhere. And then when they tell him, well, OSHA, which is like the Ohio high schools, something. And he was just like, okay, I'm not part of OSHA. So what does that matter? This ain't putting up for me. It's like, bro, you just said what says.
Right.
And then when we give you what says, you said, but what does that got to do with me?
Right. Because in his mind, because of his narcissistic behavior.
Absolutely.
Therefore, he just feels like, you know what? Unless it's in my rule books, unless it's in my laws and in my governance of my school, then where does it say that?
Exactly. And the things that he was doing, I mean, y'all have to watch this documentary because this is no joke. Wild. Like, I don't understand why this man is not in prison right now.
He might be after this documentary.
He got the kids to get PPP loans.
Wait.
In order for them to pay for the tuition that's $12,000 a semester. And the kids were like, we don't have a way to pay this. Yeah, I know. So here, go ahead, take a loan out. Here you go.
And the PPP loan was the loan that people were getting during COVID, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that people are now going to prison for.
Yes,
because they were taking out and using it.
Yes, but he got all these kids to do it. These kids don't know anything.
They didn't know
about
anything.
loans.
They were following his instructions, and he speaks to that in the documentary.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, but kids are saying this is
the kids are just like, we had to sign this and sign that, and then the people who were doing the documentary actually had where it was like how much each person had taken out.
Wow.
I mean, it was like I think all of them got out at like $20,000 a piece.
Oh.
And there was this one kid that he said they were asking me to fill out my paperwork. He said, but something didn't seem right. So I called my dad after I filled it all out. He said, I called my dad. My dad said, rip up that paperwork. Get rid of it.
Yeah,
don't give it to him. And he said, that he gave it to the people that had it. And he was just like, I need to throw this away. They was like, all right, we got it. They took out 2 PPP loans in this boy's name.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my goodness. This is horrific.
These kids are like, yo, I got an eviction notice.
Right.
On my credit. And it was like one boy was like, my mom was like waking me up in the middle of the night, like beating me, like asking me about this eviction. He's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. They were in a hotel. And the rooms were in their names.
Oh my God.
And the coach said he was paying for it. He did not.
He did not, of course. Oh, this is heartbreaking.
And each child's name.
Yeah, now their credit is totally ruined,
is screwed.
And they haven't even started. They haven't even started their lives. Oh my gosh.
Swear to God. Okay. So
the way you said that, sorry, it's not the situation.
Because I mean, I was just saying, like, I was just getting more heated for these kids, and like, where are these parents at? Because I know there was 2 moms on there who was like, my baby said he wanted to do this, so I was just going along with my baby said he wanted to do blah 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 blah. Then we started asking some questions. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, why isn't my child eating?
Right.
They played a game. They played a football game versus one of the big schools. So the school that Roy was trying to be, Roy was to be in the head coach, whatever you want to call him. The school that he was trying to be is a school called IMG. Now, IMG is one of those big schools that they are actually, hey, if you come here, we can get you to a D1 school that can get you to the NFL.
Right. A legit company.
Like, I think that, at the end of it said that somebody had bought IMG for $1.25 billion. And this is a school. This is a high school.
Right.
So basically what ended up happening with that is that they ended up playing them. You know why they ended up playing them? Because nobody else wanted to play IMG because IMG is such a beast team. You have all these kids from all over the world that are the top of the top.
Exactly.
That are just on the team together. Playing all these little high schools. That these kids are probably like 5'5", 110 pounds soaking wet. And that's your center.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
ridiculous.
It's horrible.
They're going to slaughter, basically.
Exactly. So now Roy's thinking in his head, oh yeah, okay, I got this. So we got the bigger kids. We doing like a prep school / high school.
Okay.
So we can have these kids that are up to 20 years old.
Okay.
Because it's a prep school and a high school.
Okay.
Where do they do that at?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I know you can take vocational classes and get some college credits, but I don't know anything about football prep school. I don't know. Anyway, so basically from there, he tells the team to, we're going in, we're going to do our best, and if you can't bring it out on the field, then don't bring it at all. What happens? They get whooped.
Of course.
Spanked.
Of course.
Spanked.
And so, but he's so narcissistic that he probably felt like they had a fighting chance.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's the thing. But these kids could have literally and seriously gotten hurt against true professional,
well, not
grade A.
But
for high
kids,
school, these grade A students.
Yeah. So, their first few games, they were running over little kids because they were saying in practice, we about to go over here and run down some 16 and 17-year-olds. Bruh, but you're supposed to be like a child yourself.
Yeah.
Bro, you can go.
I can't watch it. I don't think I can watch it.
You can go and buy a pack of cigarettes and some alcohol now, sir.
Exactly. Because it would make me so angry and so frustrated. And, then I start questioning parents and why do parents live this way. You just go down these rabbit holes of things and I just, But yeah, it's frustrating me and upsetting me right now just hearing you talking about it.
It gets better.
Oh my God, I don't know if I want to hear it.
Insane. So one of the kids was like, so one morning it was really early. And this is towards the end of the documentary. Yeah. It was one morning it was really early. And we was driving and we see these geese. It was 5 geese in the road.
Oh, God.
He said, full speed. He said, Coach hit him. And then he said the coach slammed on the brakes, stopped, and said, sometimes you gotta. He smelled the blood of. I'm gonna teach y'all boys about war. And with war, you gotta smell the blood. And the first thing in the morning,
what?
Puts it in reverse and backs up over it again.
And this is an actual bishop, or does he just
the
call
name
himself?
of the school is Bishop.
Oh, the name of the school is Bishop, but he's not. I'm just making sure I'm totally understanding. But he is not a religious person in any way, shape, or form.
No, he's not nothing.
He is just a person who said, "I'm just going to swindle people."
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
they
just
asked
making
him.
sure that I
they
understand.
asked him, "Are you a con artist?" You know what his answer was?
What?
He said, "All right, so
I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my."
No. He said, "I'm not a con man. I'm con man-ish." What the hell? What? Why? How dumb are you?
Okay, I am going to need every federal agency to look after this man. We need the FBI.
Stupid.
We need the local government. We need the CIA to do wiretap. I don't care who it is, but
this man got
somebody has to put this man behind bars, because the thing is that if he has gotten away with this and he feels as though because he's so into himself, he's thinking, this is a great documentary about all the wonderful things
that's exactly what he said at the end.
Yeah, I know. That's
exactly what he
said at the end. I'm so proud to do this.
He was like, I just can't wait because everything's going to get better after this. And I just see it's going to get better after this. It's going to be bigger and better. And I'm looking, You know what happened right after the documentary?
What?
He got arrested from stealing from Best Buy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got arrested from stealing from Best Buy.
But that's not even going to do justice to what all the other crap that he's done.
He gets bailed out, and then his first Twitter post, "We coming back bigger and better than ever next year, 2023.
You know what? I let's change this topic, because this is
he's
so. I'm angry.
So these kids, it's basically ruined these kids' lives. Some of these kids don't even trust coaches anymore. They don't trust some of the guys were like, we don't even trust men in general anymore.
Right. This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was like, we're supposed to be looking up to you, and you are literally stealing from out of me and my mother's pockets. And you know it's only me and my mother, and you're supposed to be a father figure for me, and you are here just doing this. So some of the kids, because they did go to that whatever school, I don't know, it was COF, then it was BS, and then it was something. It was a whole bunch of different names, but anyway.
But he called it what it was, BS High.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, he literally was like the Pied Piper.
Yeah.
R. Kelly himself, like putting it all out there for everybody to see. Age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, I'm gonna marry her. She only 15.
Yeah, well, so that's what it said. Age ain't nothing but a number. Exactly. Yeah, but we gonna go to the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. So that is him. He's just like, look, I'm putting it in your face. I'm calling it BS high. And I know what the BS stands for. I'm going to tell you it's something else, but I know that this is what the BS stands for. Yeah. And therefore, all that happens because of that, he's like, but y'all knew it was BS high.
He's just a horrible man.
I mean...
I just hope he goes away for a long time.
I mean, a long, long time. And not for Best Buy. You know what? I hope for what he did for these kids.
I hope he goes away, and then some of those kids that he was coaching end up being his correction officers.
Oh, gosh. I hope more for them than that. I just hope that they do actually get into great program, a great school.
Stuff about at the end.
And a way for them to, like, maybe a few of them will actually get into the NFL. I don't know if any of them were even worthy of
None of them are getting into the NFL. It says at the end of who did what.
So none of them were even strong enough football players. It was like he was just taking advantage of, like you said, the 5 foot, 100-pound soaking wet kid, and just trying to make it appear as though he could get them in there.
Yeah.
So. I'm just. All right.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's
these
just
kids
so
have learned.
Sad.
The parents have learned.
Yeah, everybody's learned a lesson.
But if y'all want to watch something and be angry, I guess you can watch BS High.
Well, and I mean, some people might appreciate the craziness of it all, and the way it all unfolds, and how, again, narcissistic and diabolical he is. Like, some people just are like, oh my God, like, I have to see this because I can't visualize it enough until I actually see it, and you've piqued their interest. So that's good. For me personally, it's frustrated me so much that if I watch it, I'm going to be ready to punch my TV. Oh, wow, probably. Okay. So
but no, I mean, he is very entertaining when you're watching him.
Oh, I'm sure he's charismatic. How else?
I ain't say all that.
Oh,
I didn't say all that. I say he's entertaining.
Entertaining. So parents just let their kids.
I mean,
had to be some people. Charismatic.
You know how there are people who talk really fast when they lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did that the entire documentary. It was hard understanding him. So what are you trying to say?
So I'm like, yeah, because you're lying. They should have hooked him up to a lie detector.
They didn't even need to. Everybody knew because they were just like, so how many because they asked him how many court cases does he have against himself. Yeah. He was like, you already looked it up, so y'all know. So how many did y'all find? And they were like, okay, we found 30. He said 30? I didn't know it was up to 30.
Oh my God.
And then that was it.
That was it. He's like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Wait. Then he talks about later on him doing paintball. He's taking the kids for something to do. Takes them to paintball. And
with their money, but go ahead.
Yeah, takes them to paintball. And he also gets these kids to take out life insurance policies.
I cannot listen to anymore. I literally cannot, because I feel like I want to cry for these kids. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But he just, I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
He took them to paintball.
Oh, he took them to paintball. Left a card there with him or something like that. Left the debit card and was like, the guy who's going to be paying for this, he's coming. Here's the card. He's going to come back and sign for it, and he'll get his card. And they was like, okay, man, cool. And then they're holding on to it.
He'll never come back.
No, because he said the man who's coming to pay.
Yeah, exactly. He won't.
He was the man, and it has his name on it. It's a Cash App card. You can see it because it has all the squiggles and everything from the drawing that he drew on it. And the guy is like the guy who owns the paint shop thing was like holding it up.
Yeah.
Giving the middle finger. Yeah. He's so upset. So yeah.
That this guy screwed him over.
So yeah, check it out. BS High. All right, we're going to move on.
Yes.
It's on Max. It's on Max, and it is, like I said, it's entertaining. And that's what we bring you. Entertainment.
We do. We bring you entertainment. Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to lighten it up a little bit from the sadness of the kids. Well, maybe not.
Oh, God.
No. Because I want to talk about 90 Day, the last resort. So it's the last resort for couples because they're probably going to get a divorce if it doesn't work out. Jeez, so maybe this isn't better. But the stories are entertaining. So therefore, that is why I will go ahead and bring it up. But you know how I love my 90-day show. So this is a brand new one. First season, 90 Day, The Last Resort. So it's 5 couples that are really at their breaking point, and they may very well end up, like when they leave this resort, it's either, yes, we're going to continue to try to make things work, or no, we're going to go ahead and say our goodbyes. And so basically it is, like I said, 5 couples from all over the country, like Louisiana, Utah, Georgia, I don't know. It's a bunch of different places. So I think California. So basically, while they're on this resort, they come to this beautiful resort, and they actually are going through a process of reconnection. So they're playing games, they're engaging with each other, having conversations, going through therapy, all those kind of things. So the couples that we have, you are very familiar, Dee, with Big Ed. And Liz. Now, just for purposes of this, for anybody who hasn't watched 90 Day, Big Ed is probably not even 5 feet tall. And he calls himself, he has
no neck.
Well,
he has no neck at all. They just imagine, what's his name? Danny DeVito without a neck, all chin.
He's an interesting character.
Okay,
we will say that about Ed. No. You can
once you see him on TV.
Well, Ed was someone who would wash his hair and condition it with mayonnaise. That was what his big thing was initially. And then he had a long ponytail. He's in his 50s, but he only dates 20-somethings, or at least attempts to. Somehow he connected with this girl who was a waitress at his favorite bar, or became his favorite bar because she was a waitress there, Liz. Liz, I think, is like 29, maybe 30 something. I don't know. But Ed and Liz. So Liz, for some reason, Ed has a radar to pick women who have the lowest self-esteem possible. And based on that, Liz.
That's because never mind. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
Yeah, I mean, he's when I say a jerk, he is the biggest jerk you would ever want to meet, for someone who has nothing to offer, but will treat women like absolute dirt. So that's the part that I don't quite understand. But because he picks women with low self-esteem, and he continues to target their low self-esteem to make them feel even more like they won't have anything or anyone without him, then he just sucks them into his web, I guess you would say. So I don't know. He's an interesting character. And I don't know why Liz is with him. In all honesty, she could do 1,000 times better. And she cries and she runs away and she comes back and they're engaged. And then she throws him the ring and she goes away and she comes back. And now they're supposed to be moving to Arkansas together. I'm like, what in the world?
She's dollar signs. She's like, if I leave, I ain't got no money. If I come back, I got money.
I don't think he has that much money. I think he has money.
No. It ain't him.
Oh, you're talking about
TV
show.
What you talking about? But she only there with him for the money.
But the thing is that she could literally leave him, and guess what 90 Day does? They have those people who leave a person or who break up with a person have their own adventure, finding their own true love and meeting their own person. So she wouldn't necessarily need to stay with him, but I digress. You have Yara and Jovi. Yara is from Ukraine, and Jovi is from New Orleans. And so they're a couple. They have a young daughter. They're there because of the fact that she really wants to, now with everything going on with Ukraine, she wants to move closer to basically Europe, living in Europe somewhere. Her mom is currently in Prague. She wants to move to Prague. She's trying to buy an apartment out there. He's telling her, no, our family needs to be together. We can't be, a separate unit, all of that. So they have drama. He loves strip clubs. That's his vice. So just to put that out there.
Okay.
And so then you have Angela and Michael. Angela is off the chain, insane, popping off every 15 seconds about something. So Angela is nobody to play with. Michael, on the other hand, he's from Nigeria. And I guess you could say Angela, the way to describe Angela is she is a cigarette smoking Trump supporter who lives in Georgia.
You told me about that. Yeah,
who lives in Georgia. And when she goes to Nigeria to meet Michael, she brings him all American flags and eagles and everything America. although he can't get his visa to come to America just yet. But the thing is that she's just so in love with Michael. I just love my Michael. But then she'll fly to Nigeria.
This is giving me colonizer vibes so bad.
I don't know. But she will she flew in last season before this last resort happened to Nigeria, banged on his door, saying that he was cheating on her with somebody else and she knew he was in the house and all that. Well, he walks up and he's like, what are you doing here? You didn't tell me you were coming. I know I didn't tell you I was coming. And she proceeded to rip his car apart. And when I say rip it apart, I mean, she ripped off license plates. She ripped off spoilers. She basically ripped off the whole front like bumper. I mean, she takes everything to another level. So that's why they're at the last resort. Oh, and by the way, he's not even at the last resort. He is on a screen.
Yeah, that's right.
She's at the last resort and she's walking around with a stick and an iPad on it. And it's like, Michael, you can't do this activity with me. But when we have therapy, then we can do the activities together. So that's a hot mess. Kalani and Asuelo. So Kalani and Asuelo have been married. They got 2 little kids. He is her first. And so therefore she's just wrapped up into trying to make this work. Whereas Asuelo has been, I guess, sowing his oats since they've been married. He's younger than her. Sowing his royal oats like in Coming to America. But so then lo and behold, he said, well, this lady kind of serviced me, we'll just say it that way, for the kids. And basically in the process of that, I mean, I'm just saying so the kids won't know. But anyway, so in the process of that, he said, well, because that happened, I'll give you a hall pass. Well, she's like, all right. She meets a guy, takes advantage of the hall pass, and actually has a full-fledged affair with this guy. Because she's like, oh, I didn't know what this would be like. Like, I didn't know this was what it is like outside of you, because I've only been with you. And oh, by the way, this other guy treats me nicer. He's kind. He's generous. Like it's a much better situation. So now he's crying in the last resort because he's like, how could you do this to me? How could you do this? And she's just like, dude, like, I've been dealing with your infidelity forever. So that's their scenario. And then we have Kelly and Molly. So Molly, maybe if people have ever watched Pillow Talk, Molly is always there with her best friend. They own a boutique, a bra boutique or something like that. She has been on the show with a gentleman she had met from New York City, a police officer. He's since retired, moved to Georgia, and she's like, I thought they were perfect. Okay. I thought they were absolutely perfect for each other. They're so cute. And even on the Pillow Talk show, recapping what happened in the previous episode, they were so cute. And lo and behold, she said once he moved down from New York to her home in Georgia, all he does is sit on that couch. Oh, wow. He doesn't work. He doesn't provide. He doesn't do anything unless she asks him to, when it comes to dishes, when it comes to yard work, when it comes to whatever. So she's just like, she's a mother of a young child with, I think, a disability. So therefore she's like, I need your help. And she feels like she just has another child in the house, where he is like, no, that is not it. I'm just trying to get my bearings. I'm in a different place. I'm in a different state. I don't know all the people that you know. I don't know the places to go and things to do. And I've retired. So if I've been with the police force and retired, like, what are you expecting me to do when it comes to work? So anyway, they're having some major drama, and they are the couple that was the surprise couple that nobody really expected to see there, because everybody's like, no, you all looked amazing. Like, y'all never even had an argument on camera. And she is like unforgiving. She is like, I am not going to have people think you're the nice guy because you aren't doing anything. You're not providing. You're not taking care of things, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that is 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort. When these people leave, it's on, first of all, it's on TLC. If you have Discovery Plus, just a tidbit of information, if you have Discovery Plus app that you're paying for, and you're also paying for HBO Max or Max, just know Discovery Plus, TLC, all of that is now incorporated into Max, so you do not have to pay that separate subscription. So I have canceled my Discovery Plus. I'm watching all the Pimple Poppers and all the Sister Wives and everything all on the 90 days are all on Max now. So just wanting to put that, kind of APB and FYI out there for everybody so you won't be double dipping because you don't have to. So anyway.
All right.
90-day last resort. Sis, what you got?
Okay, so mine is Surviving the Raft.
Okay.
This is on Discovery and also on Max.
Okay.
So one of my favorite TikTokers is on this.
All right.
And then somebody from RVA is on this.
Ooh, I like.
Yeah, I like it. And then I didn't know the guy, my TikToker, I didn't know he was from Stafford.
He's
from
there
Virginia
you go.
too.
There you go. Okay.
2 up, 2 down, baby. Okay, so Survive the Raft. It's actually it started off as an experiment that happened in like 1973, I think it was. I believe it was 1973. There was a what is he called? I don't know what he's called. Okay. But anyway, there was a gentleman who was trying to do different things to try to figure out if people would be able to put their differences aside in order to survive out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, ooh. Okay.
And these are all different people, all different race, creed, nationality, every complexion. Looks like a whole rainbow. Mm-hmm. That was in 1973, though.
Okay.
Now, this one is it's scattered out, but I mean, it's still good. It's a reality show. Okay. Everybody's on the raft. Who's going to stay on the raft? Now, it is called the Akali Experiment.
How many people are on the raft?
Okay, so I'm about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
So it's called the Akali Experiment. And like I said, that's the guy's name. Wait, I just lost his name.
Alrighty.
Okay, never mind that. Yeah. All right, so so the experiment was from 1973. The experiment actually had the people together. In result, no, they could not put differences aside.
Okay.
They could not do it. So this show has 9 episodes, I believe it is, 8 or 9 episodes, and I am on episode 4.
Okay.
Now I think the 4th one is the last one that came out. There's another one that's coming out on the 3rd. Now, so with all of this. This is entertaining as well. Okay. There's some Karens on there. Mm-hmm. There's some. Do you know who my dad is, bro? There is a civil rights activist. There's somebody who is way too militant. There is somebody who I can't figure her out. I feel like she's like a mole for them because every time you see her, she's like whispering over to somebody. It's like, hey, dude, what do you think about what comes with like summer and blah, blah. And I'm like, everything that this chick says happens. So I picked that up early. Okay. I was like, I always see her, but I don't ever see her saying nothing. Then you see her, she's like,
Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, but there's no mole on it or anything.
Yeah.
Unless
they come up with something at the end and be like, she was the one planting seeds or something. Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe.
So that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
All right. So the people that we have on it are CJ. He's a bro. Okay. He's from Florida. You got Elliot, who's from RVA.
Okay.
You have Jonathan from Texas. Mm-hmm. You have Lashana from California. You have Maddie from Tennessee. You have Marissa. That's the Whisperer. Marissa from Montana, Russell from Stafford, VA, and people know him by the Jolly Good Ginger on TikTok. He's the one that does Tea Talk.
I haven't seen it.
But he's like, ooh, let me tell you about our husband now, because this is our husband, and he was cheating. So let's find out. Yeah, you never seen him? Oh my God! Yeah, because he's the one he's like the one. So a woman would be like, my man just left, said he was going home, but I just called his job. He's not even there. Blah 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 blah. So I know he's cheating. And then now I'm about to pull up, and then that would be the end of the TikTok. He'd be like, oh no, we are all here with you. Our husband just cheated on us, so we need to know what's going on. And then he'll deep dive and find out exactly what happened. and then let everybody know. So I mean, you know, he's kind of like Entertainment Tonight.
He closes
I like him.
the gap.
Yeah, I like him. And then all right, so you have Summer from Michigan, and then you have Tara from New York.
Okay.
Now, how do I go about this? They're all very different. They are characters. Maddie, very emotional, but I feel like she is. I don't know. I feel like Maddie's gonna win. I feel like Maddie's gonna win.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I just do.
Okay.
I don't think Russell's gonna win. He's too open-minded.
What are you winning? Like what is the premise?
So I'm about to get to that. Okay. I'm sorry. I was just talking out loud. So basically, what it is, it's like every day. And you don't even know this when you're watching it, but they just be like, okay, hey, so look, a boat's coming. It's like, oh, what's the boat doing here? Oh, hey, yeah, this is Michael. Okay. Michael is going to be here, and he's going to spend the day with you all. And then tonight, you're going to vote to see if you're going to keep Michael or if you're going to kick somebody else out. Oh. And now these people are already worked together from day one.
Right, so Michael doesn't really have a chance.
Michael is just coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just made up the name Michael. Yeah, Michael's on there, but Michael it's somebody else. Yeah, somebody else. But like, let's say James. Right? Okay. So James is on there. And just like James is like, you know.
Hi, can I make friends?
Yeah, and that's what he's trying to do. He's coming in and everybody's like all opening warm and everything. Yeah. And nobody's like, you're
an imposter.
Some people are like, oh wait, this doesn't seem right. This is fishy. And maybe they don't know all the rules. Because I would have thought somebody's coming up in here to try to break us all up, to try to stir the pot. Mm-hmm. That's what I would be thinking. Yeah. But maybe, maybe not everybody thinks that way.
Maybe it's to be like, look, there's somebody we like a whole lot less than James.
Oh,
so
yeah,
maybe
that was a lot.
There
was a lot of that happening. There was a lot of that happening. I think mainly it's two people, and I feel like both of them should go home. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's going to happen. But we shall see what happens in the next few episodes.
And what are they on? A boat, an island, or what?
So it says a raft. It looks like I guess it's like a big, I don't know,
a catamaran.
I don't even know what a catamaran is. Anyway, look,
the ones that have the net.
No, it's basically, you know how they have like the oil things out in the middle of the ocean. That's what it looks like
a barge.
That's what it kind of looks like. But you don't. I know. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. But no, I didn't really. Maybe I saw it and I didn't pay attention to it. Okay. But I mean, I think it's just one big boat, and there's platforms and everything where they all can live on it.
Minimalist.
Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty big. Like they have pretty big areas. Like they have. I mean, the bedroom is just like a small area where everybody sleeps in one room. But I mean, like it might be like a fishing boat.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have to go and do different things in order to get money. Okay. So what they doing? Boom. They go, and there's one of them you have to go, and you have to run from one island to another to go open up to get a case of money, and then you can either take the money home for yourself, or you can leave it in the pot for everyone. Oh. And then you can either all split the money or the winner. I can't remember what the rules were with that because I don't know.
Yeah. But if you split the money, then everybody might have good favor and be like, oh, well, we have to keep Dee because she gave us some money. Whereas she wasn't selfish and kept it for us.
So, I mean, this one, I think it was everybody was tempted. It was like, boom, here's $10,000. Mm-hmm. You can go home right now.
Yep.
So it was like everybody had to go open up the case, but you couldn't tell anybody what the case was.
Yeah, what it was in it.
So and then you couldn't tell anybody if you took the money or not because you're bringing a case, but it's like an ammunition case, like an old ammunition case for like military. Yeah. And well, I can't say old because they're still like used, but it is an ammunition case, and they put sand in it. Oh, okay. So then that way, if you didn't, like, you can't shake it and tell if there's money in it or anything like that because, there's sand and water and stuff like that in it. Right. So they have to run over, get the case, see if they want to keep the money or not, and then bring it back. Okay. Now, they have to do all this before high tide.
Okay. Gotcha.
So the island that they're swimming to, well, they're actually walking over to it at first, is literally like a whole island, and then you slowly see the water go up, and they had 90 minutes in order to do that before the water all the way like raised all the way up. And I think they ended up getting like $180,000 or something like that. I know it ended up being like a lot, so I think right now they're at $180,000. I know one girl, oh my god, like some of the things that they have to do, they have to eat bugs, they have to they have to do the regular stuff of like trying to figure out how to provide for themselves as far as like eating and like stuff like that.
So it sounds a little like Survivor.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The one who's the asshole is always the one who can feed people.
Of course. You have to have the skill to be a jerk.
God, yeah.
Otherwise you're kicked off. Yeah. Or it's the person like in the Big Brother house who always does all the cleaning and cooking. So therefore it's like, I'm cleaning, exactly. I'm keeping everything tidy, so you gotta keep me. Yeah, I got it.
That's basically what it is. I'm liking the show. I like the fact that they just be like, hey, you gotta vote. Y'all want to get this person or not? You want to bring this person on into your crew, or do you not want to?
Right,
do you want to, because you have to lose a person. Now, you can lose that butthole who won't stop talking about being a vegan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When am I going to eat? I'm a vegan. Nobody cares.
Right.
You should have thought about that before you signed up for this.
Facts.
I'm just saying. I mean, did you ask them if there are vegan options? You didn't ask that question.
If not, then grass guess what? Right over there.
Yeah, but say, if not, guess what you're getting? You're getting ocean water. You're getting fish. I don't know what else you want.
Well, vegans don't eat fish.
I know. That's what I said. You signed up for something called the Raft, surviving the Raft, and you were just like, oh, I can just drink the seawater.
No.
Nobody actually has an issue with vegans in the show, but I'm just
I got
expressing like, you got to think about
everything.
Think about everything. Yeah.
Okay.
One guy does actually get sick on there, so he was no longer on that. But it ends up being just 9 people total, and it has to remain at 9 people. But the only I think what they did for this one compared to the one that the original man did, which is I could see his name, but I can't say it. Mm-hmm. What he originally did was he just had people on a boat and shipped them off somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, we on a boat, we gone.
Yeah, gone. Yeah.
And then this one is like, we just got a stationary boat.
Yeah.
It's like they did like Pirates of the Caribbean here yesterday. We're just using it today.
Gotcha.
And y'all can just, do whatever you got to do. We got some plans going on. But we're going to bring some extra people, and then you got to fight to see if you want to keep this person or if you want that person to go. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's what makes it tricky and entertaining.
Okay.
But I feel like it's going to work better because of the fact that you are going to be able to swap out people opposed to you just being out in the middle of an ocean with 9 people, with 8 other people.
Right. Okay.
You don't have an option. So yeah, that's what I had. Surviving the Raft on Discovery and Max.
All right. Cool. Okay, well, what I have next is a TV show on ABC or Hulu, depending on which way you look at it, called Claim to Fame.
Claim to Fame.
So Claim to Fame is a show, for example, it's hosted by Kevin Jonas and Frankie Jonas, which nobody knows who Frankie Jonas is.
Oh, yeah, he's the Jonas brother from off of the Jonas Brothers.
He's not one of the Jonas Brothers in the group.
Oh, he's not?
No, that's Kevin. So Kevin, the Jonas brother, there's 4. That's what I'm saying. This is the 4th one that is not a part of the group.
I don't even know what the Jonas Brothers look like. I think the only one that I know is like the one that whatchamacallit is married to.
Yeah, and I don't know. There may be more. I just know that there's an extra one. I can't remember his name. Joe, and then Nick, and then Kevin. Those are the ones that are a part of the group. And then
Frankie, you said Frankie?
Frankie is the one that's on the TV show.
Frankie, relax. I like it.
So Frankie is like, my claim to fame is that I am a brother of the Jonas Brothers that nobody knows about.
Oh, okay.
So that's the whole premise of the show. It's kind of like
Elizabeth Olsen, but like back in the day. Nobody knew who she was before she became, and then all of a sudden, now she's the Scarlet Witch or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, on all the Marvel movies. So it's kind of like that. Like, who is this person that nobody knows about? So basically, the first season, so they just completed the second season. But the first season of Claim to Fame, you had different people. If you want to go back and watch it, you can, and try to figure out who maybe some of these people are related to. But you'll have just random people on the show. So, for example, you might have the grandson of Chuck Norris. Well, you will have on their season 1. So that's what I'm saying. Their claim to fame is they can say, oh, Chuck Norris is my grandpa. Like, that's the whole purpose of the show. The show is about people who are not famous but have famous relatives come on this show. They do different tasks. There are clues that are given to the other people on the show to say who you are or who you are related to. And then, but your whole purpose and goal is to keep people guessing. Wondering and guessing. Right. So for the Chuck Norris,
horrible.
No, it's cute. So for the Chuck Norris, person, for example, let's say that someone won outdoor activity. Let's say they had to build a puzzle the fastest, and whoever got the puzzle built the fastest wins, kind of scenario. Okay, well, now I can get a clue. So I can pick which person in the house I want to see the clue on. So I go and I say, okay, it's Bobby. So I go pull Bobby's clue. And it looks like it is all emojis. So the clues are like emojis. So it might be like, I don't know, for Chuck Norris, let's say it could be things like nunchucks. No. Somebody doing karate,
in the gi,
whatever.
Yeah.
But you're not going to know it's Chuck Norris. You could be like, okay, well, I take it that it's Bruce Lee. It could be MMA. It could be, it could be, it could be any number of things. It could be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jackie Chan.
It could be Jackie Chan. It could be, and then you're Steven Seagal. You just don't know who it could be. So you're just like, okay, I got a few clues and I got this. So then you try to talk to the person or whatever. You're just trying to figure out as you go through things. Now you could choose to share those clues with other people, or you could keep them to yourself. Okay. And then go from there. And then the next person wins the next thing. So for that season, so again, season 1, it was Chuck Norris. Okay. You had the brother of Zendaya, or Zendaya, depending on how you say it. Okay. The brother of Laverne Cox.
Yes, that's her twin brother, right?
Right, and that I knew right out the gate. I knew exactly.
I feel like a lot of people.
He's weird.
Oh yeah. He's very punk.
Yes, punk rock. So maybe people wouldn't pay attention to that. You have somebody who's related to Brett Favre, somebody who's related to Al Sharpton, somebody who's related to Tiffany Haddish, somebody who's related to Whoopi Goldberg, Simone Biles, Cindy Crawford, Dean Martin, Jason Aldean, and Keke Palmer. So that's kind of the group of people from the first season that you would just look at and just be like, okay, I don't know who this person is. And when you see the clues, you might be like, okay, well, who are we talking about here? Because you may not put together that that's who that person is. Well, season 2 just wrapped, and I didn't watch very much of the very beginning of season 2, but I did watch a little bit further along, and I won't give any spoilers on that because that literally, like I said, just wrapped. But it was interesting to see the different people who were related to who. And how you really don't know celebrities' family members. Like, even if it's a brother or sister or anything like that, like, you would think, why? Well, no, I'm just thinking that you might actually be like, oh, yeah, I saw a paparazzi picture and they were standing, like, that person looks familiar from something. But nobody pays attention. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Nobody recognizes, nobody pays attention.
Well, everybody knows Beyonce's bodyguard, apparently.
Well, and they know Solange.
And they know, yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, Solange is also famous.
Yeah, she's famous too. But I'm just saying that, like, it could be that if they had
we're not going to know T.I.'s
sister,
brother. Anybody going to know what T.I.'s brother looked like.
Right. Does he even have a brother? I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, so things like that. That's kind of how the second season is too. It's like they got even, like, some of these people are so famous that I was like, really? How would we not know that this is their child? Like, even that part, where you just
I'm
think
not going to be able to tell whose kids who.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless
get
it. Like Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, their kids look just like
them. Yeah, maybe.
Like they just spit them right out. Yeah, Rumor just.
Yeah,
bam.
And that's what I found with one of the people. I was like, oh my God. Like, I put it together before the people in the house put it together. And I was like, he looks just like him. He looks just like, and people could not. I mean, it took down to the wire.
I mean, I feel like the Laverne Cox brother, like
he was out pretty early.
But he should have been out like immediately. Yeah. They should have opened the curtain and been like, "Oh, that's Laverne Cox brother.
Yeah.
Who else we got next?"
Exactly. But what happens is that so you get to people vote on who's going to be who the bottom 2 people are, right? So let's say the bottom 2 people are me and you. Right? Mm-hmm. So then I am like, okay, I think that you are related to, in this instance, Keke Palmer, right? So I think you're related to Keke. If I'm right.
It's your girl.
If I am right, then you go home.
Okay.
If I am wrong, I go home.
Ooh, okay.
So that's the twist too, is that I have to be right. And
so where's the money come in?
So the money is $100,000 at the end that you win. So if you win, then you get $100,000. Okay. And not for a charity or anything, because you broke probably. You ain't famous. Yeah, it's for you. So so that's kind of how it goes. But I was watching, when I first started watching, probably 3 or 4 people had already been sent home. And I was like, I'm not going to go back and watch. I'll just start from here and keep it going. Because, you're still intrigued with the group that's left, And so, and I just saw this girl, and she just knew. It was one of her good friends in the house, and she just knew that she was who she thought she was, right? So she gets up there beside her. She's like, I'm sorry, I have to. It's almost like you blindsided her because you were like, okay, come up here. I'm going to guess who you are. And the girl is like, seriously? Like, I thought we were friends. Like, why wouldn't you pick somebody else to send home? Why would you send me home as your girl? So anyway, she gets up there. And the girl was like, I think you're related to, and she just like named some, I don't know, NASCAR driver or something like that. And then the girl just looks, and then they do this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like film thing in the background. Yeah. And then the film just burns up on the screen. And the girl is like, oh my God. And then she's like, nope. And then that girl gets to sit down, and the girl who guessed actually is the one who had to go home. But it was like you were trying to blindside your friend, but it backfired on you. Yeah, exactly. So it's a cute show. Again, claim to fame. If some of you want to like watch, it's easy watch. Binge. It's on ABC or Hulu. ABC. And what I did, in all honesty, in the first season, what I did is I just fast forward through all the fun, like all the activities. Like I didn't care, so I was just like, let me fast forward through the activities.
Yeah, I kind of did that with the Raft.
Yeah, so it's like get to who won. Yeah. What clue did they get? See if I can figure it out from the clue, and then go from there.
We are so spoiled compared to what we used to go through for TV. Right. We used to have to sit there and twist a knob.
Yeah, and rabbit ears and the whole 9 yards.
Rabbit ears with the aluminum foil and a penny.
Yep. So there you go. But anyway, so that's claim to fame. Sis, what do you have?
All right. So for my last thing, I have. I was like hooked onto this. It's called Fatal Seduction. Okay. It is on Netflix. It's 14 episodes.
Oh, so, in one season?
So in the UK, they do 4 to 6 episodes. Yeah. In the United States, they do 8 to 10. And Africa, they do 14 episodes. Okay. So I'm watching this. We are with a family. We are with the family the weekend. I'm watching the show. I was like, it's going to be like 6, 8 episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
6 episodes. I'm like, man, that's not going on.
Yes, okay.
Then I go and look, and I'm like, scroll. 14.
Yeah. The 14 hours of your life.
14. I was like, bruh, I cannot do this. And then I was like, all right. So then I had to like go and do some other stuff. Like I was cutting watermelon, and I was like, all right, I'll play it while I'm cutting watermelon. Mom's sitting there. Mom's like, oh, what is this? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, what is this? So now, Mom's like, it sounds like a soap opera. It is a soap opera. Mm-hmm. This is basically, what is it? Green. What is the name? Green something. The one that you watch.
Fried Green Tomatoes?
No.
Oh, the Green Mile?
Soap opera.
Oh, the soap opera?
That comes in the evening.
Passion? Oh,
and at night. The Negro one. The black one.
Oh, Greenleaf?
Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't think of it as a soap opera, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean,
go ahead.
So yeah. It's like a Greenleaf or whatever those ones that Tyler Perry all writes. It's basically like that, but this one is English, Zulu, and Xhosa.
Oh, nice. You got that. Go for it, girl.
You know where I got that from?
Who?
My boy Trevor Noah.
Yeah, Trevor. I was going to say, his book was really good with him doing all that popping and clicking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so that's what it is. So that's the 3 languages that they speak in. There's another one that starts with a T. I don't know what, I couldn't read what it was to write it down really fast, but it's fine. But yeah, it's like 4 languages that they're speaking. Okay. They go back and forth in between different languages. So I mean, it's like kind of cool. So so you have Nandi. Not Nandi. Nandi is she's a miserable wife, and she's just an all around miserable woman. All right, so it's her and her best friend. Her best friend Brenda. Brenda's like, look, girl, you been down. Come on, let's go out. We outside.
Okay.
Rip me out the plastic. I'm acting brand new. Ski. Okay. I just want to name all those songs. Just put it out there. Anyway, so with that, they go to a girls' weekend. It's a lot of flirting and stuff like that. They having fun. And what happens? Then it's like, girl, you might as well go ahead and mess with that boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a little girls' weekend. Your man is treating you like crap. And that's when it starts. That is the first 5 minutes of this show. Okay? And then the rest of the 14 episodes are just
all the fallout.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It is so crazy. I mean, all right, one, there's a lot of sex scenes in here that I'm just like, okay, you're overdoing it.
Okay, gotcha.
You're overdoing it. And I'm just like, okay, now this is like softcore porn. I gotta fast forward.
Yeah.
So, but so here's this. Nandy found out that her best friend Brenda is now dead. She just left Brenda. Brenda was cool when I left.
Oh, wow.
Why is Brenda dead? Yeah. Now it's like, is there a murder? Or did she commit suicide because her wrists were slit? Then it was like, whose belt is this? It was like all this stuff. So now you have a murder. You have you have a murder. You have like death all in it. Lots of sex scenes, and like it's like I said, it's like an opera. I mean, soap opera. You have the deception. You have cheating. You have love. You have murder. You have betrayal.
Wow.
And then you also have hacking and stalking.
Okay.
And a lot of cluster, you know what.
Uh-huh.
I got so hooked into this because the writing for it was so good.
Yeah.
There were so many twists and turns.
Okay.
I mean... Yeah, I was just really I was so hooked. You saw me. I was hooked. I was just like, yeah, I gotta watch this show.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to the point that people during a family cookout were like, "D, like, what's going on? You good?
It was like, you good?" I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to finish this show, and I was like, 14 episodes. All right, I'm coming outside.
We need to see the old D. Where does new D come from?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, there's not a new D. There's a D who's hooked on a show.
Yeah, I was hooked on the show. Hooked on Finest Works for me. So that's what I had. Check out Fatal Seduction. It is really, 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 really good.
And what is it on?
It is on Netflix.
Okay, and this is what I was going to ask: is it subtitled or is it?
No, it's so. I mean, I keep my subtitles on all the time.
Right, but so there's not different dialects or
so it's mainly in English.
Okay,
and then it goes back and forth. It's kind of like Spanglish.
Okay, so it goes into some African.
Yeah, it would be Zulu. It might go into Zulu. It might go into Xhosa. I'm trying to get it right.
There you go. Yeah. So when it goes into that, then you just read the subtitles.
Yeah, then I just read the subtitles.
Okay, gotcha.
But then, like, you'll be able to pick it up just by what they're saying. They're gonna be like, "No, why would you even?"
Yeah, and you're just like, "Oh yeah,
yeah,
I know what you're talking about." Okay,
so that's what I have. Fatal Seduction.
There you go.
Netflix.
All right,
14 episodes.
14 episodes. Okay, well, to close everything out, I'm going to talk about some hot topics. One is going to be R.I.P. to Bob Barker. He passed away this week at 99 years old. He was born on December the 12th, 1923, and passed away on August the 26th in Los Angeles of natural causes, they are saying. And in December of this year, he would have been 100. And he, of course, hosted CBS's Price is Right, which is actually one of the longest running game shows on TV in America. Mm-hmm. He hosted from 1972 to 2007. So he, I think Price is Right, just had its 50-year anniversary not long ago. So, from 1972. So he was with it. And then, of course, Drew Carey took over after that. He also hosted, which I didn't recognize, a show called Truth or Consequences from 1956 till 1975.
Was that with Betty White?
No idea.
I know Betty White was on a game show with somebody.
I don't think it was him. I don't think it was him.
Maybe it was like Dick Clark or something.
Yeah, but she was like on the pyramid shows and the ones where she was in the squares, Hollywood Squares, and different things like that. So and the older shows from when she would be like partnered up with somebody, sitting behind a desk. And so he had a companion his entire life, basically. Well, at least for 40 years of his life, who was Nancy Burnett. And they never got married, but it was because he kept proposing and she didn't accept.
Look at you. Look at you and Terry.
No, because I haven't been proposed to by Terry.
Because he knows better.
But I digress. So anyway, stop telling my business.
Shout out to
So, but yeah, so they were together for 40 years, which is great and amazing. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Facts.
And then they said also he endured a lot. He had 2 strokes, a heart disease.
Oh, wow.
He had skin cancer. He had surgery for his prostate. Just a lot of things in his lifetime that were going on. So anyway, R.I.P. to Bob Barker. Just a person who really cared about animals, because it was always help control the pet population.
Oh, yeah.
Have your pets spayed or neutered.
Yeah, that's true.
So R.I.P. to him. And the other thing I was going to talk about is Hurricane Idalia. Mm-hmm. And just basically that, hey, it came through. It was like a Category 3 that right before it touched base, in America, hit a Category 4 in regards to its strength. It was 125 mile per hour winds. It hit in this area that's called like Big Bend near Keaton's Beach. And they said that area hadn't seen a storm of that level in Florida, right, since 1890. So it's been forever since that area had seen that type of storm hit. But they have flooded streets, closed airports, canceled flights, power outages, widespread, still going on today. The storm did move up the East Coast to through Georgia, through the Carolinas. There was a lot of rain and different things that kind of happened to the Carolina areas as well. So just a lot going on there. Prayerfully and thankfully, there are no deaths officially that anyone has found out about. So just, praying that everybody doesn't have too much damage to their homes and, the power comes back on quickly, all of those things. So anyway, that is it for this week's episode of Sestra-Tainment. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and we'll talk again next week. Bye.